The National Christian College Athletic Association is committed to the true spirit of competition and upholding the 4 core values of the game plan for life: love, integrity, faith, and excellence. We ask that each participant, official, and spectator join us in exhibiting these Christ-like characteristics and help create a positive environment in today's competition. Welcome to the Nest, the home of the Pensacola Christian College Eagles. Tonight's game is between the Agnes Scott College Scotties and your Pensacola Christian College Lady Eagles. At this time, please stand for prayer. Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for the blessings you've given to us. I thank you for getting the teams here safely that are playing today. Keep them safe in the court and help them to play to your honor and your glory. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Tonight's sports medicine coverage is provided by the Andrews Institute and Baptist Healthcare, the official sports medicine provider for Pensacola Christian College. Starting tonight for Agnes Scott, number 1, Jania Reynolds. Number 2, Felice Pearson. Number 3, Alofamoni Galoya. Number 4, Micaiah Booker. Number 5, Adriana Foster. Number 11, Madison Steedham. And number 13, Sierra Lowry. The Scotties are led by Coach Ariane Trinity. And now the starting lineup for your Pensacola Christian College Lady Eagles. A sophomore from Heartland, Maine, number 2, Hope Brooks. A sophomore from Fort Walton Beach, Florida, number 4, Helen Payton. A senior from Houston, Texas, number 6, Grace Liu. A senior from Pensacola, Florida, number 13, Allie Whiting. A sophomore from Bucks County, Pennsylvania, number 14, Lissy Metzger. A freshman from Hampton, Georgia, number 15, Sydney Anderson. And a sophomore from Tulsa, Oklahoma, number 16, Megan Kinsey. The Lady Eagles are led by Coach Kaylin Oman with assistant coach Carissa Aiken.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Pensacola, Florida for the first home tri-match of the 2024 Lady Eagles volleyball season. We are thrilled to have you in the Nest this afternoon, home of the Pensacola Christian College Eagles. I'm Garrett Ordway, and joining me on the commentary tonight is Carrie Ordway. Carrie, we've got a couple of games coming up today. What are you looking for from the Eagles as we get this first match started?
I think one of the main themes that we'll see throughout today's matches is the idea that the Lady Eagles have they're currently coming off 2 losses, but they have been really close losses on Thursday and then on Tuesday this past week. So coming off those 2 losses, we've talked so much about how volleyball is a game of momentum, even from one match to another. And the Eagles are really looking to switch that momentum back in their favor, starting today with both of these matches.
Agnes Scott, an NCAA Division III opponent for the Pensacola Christian College Lady Eagles. They're ranked number 5 in the NCCA coaches poll after a pretty good opening weekend at the kickoff tournament, winning 3 of the 4 matches, losing a tight one to Bob Jones. What kind of a bellwether for the Lady Eagles was that for the season?
You know, that's really encouraging, even though, they ended up losing that match against Bob Jones, and even considering the 2 matches that they lost this week. Obviously, you never want to lose a match. You never want to have that on your record, but some matches you can take a lot of positives out of, and I know that the girls have been encouraged by the level of play that they've been able to attain, even in those losses. So certainly encouraging to an extent as they look ahead to the rest of the season.
And we'll get this match started with Helen Payton, the setter, on the serve. Agnes Scott hits it over. Lou up high to Payton in the middle. She gets it to Kinsey, and they score. A good first attack there from the Lady Eagles.
So often when you think about those close matches, the difference between winning and losing those matches comes down to which team has fewer unforced errors, and that's certainly going to be something that we see the Lady Eagles work on throughout today's matches, trying to clean up those unforced errors.
Agnes Scott hits it long. Point for the Lady Eagles, 2-0. Great serve just over the net there. The Lady Eagles want to be aggressive with their serving today.
Yeah, and the setter, Helen Payton, back to serve, and she's done an excellent job starting off this season, setting in a 5-1 rotation for the Lady Eagles, getting a lot of time on the court, but certainly finding a good balance right now with her serves and staying aggressive, but making sure that she keeps that ball in so that they don't lose any points to those unforced errors.
That serve did go long, and it'll be Stidham back to serve for the Scotties. Brooks, Payton, this one up high for Whiting. Outside, and she'll switch with Metzger. This ball over from the Scotties. In the middle there for Megan Kinsey, blocked, though, by Pearson. And the Lady Eagles will look here for a good serve receive. Off the net, Payton. Kinsey ends up off balance. In the middle, long, no touch. Point for the Lady Eagles. Boyd will come in for Lou. Metzger with the serve. The Scotties go. And that one's long as well. Point for the Lady Eagles. Young team on the court for the Lady Eagles. Whiting. This is her first season playing for the Lady Eagles, although listed as a senior. This one long as well. And good service pressure by the Lady Eagles.
Good service pressure, and then the block is also doing a good job of applying that pressure that's forcing the Scotties to swing a little bit long.
Metzger there again. This one a swing, but from the back row into the net. Point for the Lady Eagles. Metzger there with Payton and Brooks in the back row. Boyd, Whiting, and Megan Kinsey in the front row. That one a little long. Point goes to the Scotties. Galoya back to serve. That one into the net, and a quick point back for the Lady Eagles. Kinsey will exit for Anderson. Good serve there by the libero Brooks. The block there, Anderson just falls on the Eagles side. Pearson to serve for the Scotties. Metzger to Payton in the middle for Anderson, off some hands but finds the court. Good pass there by Metzger. She's been working hard on that, playing all the way around for the Lady Eagles.
One of the challenges of a game like this, playing against an opponent like this, where there is the potential for there to be large discrepancies in the scores, is the mental game of making sure that you can force yourself to stay mentally sharp, even if the scoreboard is not mentally or is not dictating that you do so.
Ooh, and there's some collision at the net, and we will take a momentary break and join you shortly. All right, and Arbogast able to exit with the assistance of the trainer, Stephen Halsey, and entering for her, Bryn Greenwood, for the Agnes Scott Scotties. And with that substitution, we're looking to get back under play. And before we do that, the Scotties will take a timeout. We'll take another short break and join you after this timeout. Okay, so joining you here, Lady Eagles lead 9-6 out of that timeout from the Scotties. The point was to the Scotties.
And it's just a circumstance you hate to see. These injuries are just an unfortunate reality of sports that teams have to deal with even this early in the season. And we've already seen the Eagles making adjustments based on injuries as well as all their opponents too.
Couple of sets there for Anderson, and she gets the kill. Boyd exits for Lou. Lou with a good serve. This one tight and a net violation by the Scotties. And leads to an ace there for the Lady Eagles. Some miscommunication. The Lady Eagles mentioned their game Thursday night, loud gym.
Mm-hmm.
They're working on their communication today as well.
You know, it's sometimes, especially when you're not watching live, it's easy to overlook the environment of where the match is taking place and how that can affect the play. But the Lady Eagles mentioning that gym was so loud, it was actually impeding their ability to communicate with one another, talking about how communication was already something that they were looking to focus on, but especially coming off of that experience, saying they're looking to increase just the awareness of the court and then communicating that awareness between players.
Brooks decides to play that one. It'll give the swing to Metzger. Good one. Swing there from the Scotties, up by Whiting. Lou will look to get this one over. Gives the free ball, but the Eagles play on. Up high, down the line, and out. Point for the Lady Eagles.
So often when we think about communication in the realm of volleyball, we think just very reductively of just calling the ball, one player calling the ball versus another. But there's so much more communication that even the Lady Eagles are looking to improve right now. Even communication between like the back row and their hitters. Often as a back row defense player, you can have a good view of the court while even the hitter is going up. And just a simple word of communication between back row and front row can really affect the intentionality of an attack.
Yeah, it looked like that one just went off the forearm of Anderson. Went a bit long. This one wide for Metzger, and she scores.
And that's a position that we've seen Metzger really relish in being, and she loves to come in with a big swing from the outside. And so often those big swings have the potential to, once again, shift that momentum and really energize a team.
She's playing next to some strong middles, and so, you know, if those middles are able to keep the block in the center a little bit longer, opens up some lanes there for Metzger. She rolls that one over, and the Scotties will take a swing. Metzger, Peyton, back to Metzger, down the line, and she scores.
And once again, another really intentional swing by Metzger. She had been going cross court, but switching that up, going down the line. Another aspect of the game that the Eagles are working on, just being more intentional with their attacks, not settling for just getting a good attack in, but being intentional in placing it.
Anderson up, played by the Scotties. Tipped over, Metzger. Overpass, handled though by Lou. Peyton out wide to Metzger. Good swing, and she earns the point.
And great defense by Lou to set up that play. We never want to overlook the importance of defense in setting up these big swings that we were just talking about.
Anderson. Good serve, and it'll be the Scotties with first offense. Lou. Metzger again. This time off some hands, but still being played. Peyton wide for Metzger. That one, though, too long.
And we started to see a little bit of scrambling by the Eagles there. The Scotties were doing a good job of applying some pressure. In those higher pressure situations, we'll be looking to see, once again, that defense stepping in and assuming the role of calming down the play so that Peyton has all of her hitting options available to her.
Megan Kinsey with the swing there in the middle. Free ball comes over. Whiting to Peyton. There it is for Kinsey again, and she scores. 18-8, Lady Eagles take a commanding lead in this first set. Helen Peyton with the serve. Scotties with the attack, blocked. Kinsey there, off the tape. Metzger swung. Just missed the back row. Lady Eagles thought maybe there was a contact. None given, and point goes to the Scotties. Stidham back to serve. Metzger, Peyton, up high, Whiting from the outside. That one just misses the line off the block, and it gives the Lady Eagles a point. Allie typically lefty swinging from the other side, but first offense there, she was on the outside. Metzger with the serve, off the hands of Megan Kinsey. Boyd with the attack, still alive, but not anymore. Point goes to the Lady Eagles.
Good defense there by the freshman Boyd, and that will be another interesting storyline to watch as the season progresses, to see how she steps in and assumes a role in the team throughout the season. Already stepping into some big moments.
Peyton up high. Brooks with the set. A good one. Whiting got a swing off there, handled by the Scotties. Off some hands. Metzger. Good set there to Peyton, and scoring in the middle, Megan Kinsey. Gets the bench and the crowd fired up. Leads to a timeout for the Scotties. (21-9), the advantage for the Lady Eagles in this first set. Metzger to serve in the back row with Peyton and Brooks. Boyd, Whiting, and Megan Kinsey in the front row. Service error there from Metzger will send the point back to the Scotties. Galoya to serve, that one long, too long. And the Lady Eagles will let it sail. Anderson now entering the game for Kinsey. Hope Brooks. Good serve. Outside attack, blocked by Anderson. Boyd gets to it. Up high for Whiting. Strong cross-court attack, finds the line. Point for the Lady Eagles.
And great awareness by Peyton there, recognizing that Boyd had scrambled a bit and then back setting that to give her hitters a little bit more time to recover.
Good serve from Brooks, up high. Splits the block, in the middle, Anderson. Put up by the Scotties. Off the net, and a net violation. Anderson's forearmed on that block attempt. Just causing.
And that's one of those errors that that you'll see be reduced throughout the season, especially, as a freshman coming in, the pace of the game is just so much quicker probably than what you're used to.
Pumped over there. Brooks to Peyton. In the middle for Anderson. What a strong swing out of the middle.
And that's what you want to see happen after a mistake like that, recognizing that it wasn't able, that the earlier mistake didn't get in Anderson's head at all, but able to quickly recover from that.
Set point now for the Lady Eagles. It'll be Whiting. Deep serve, handled by the Scotties. Back set. Too long. And the Lady Eagles take set number one, 25-11. The teams will switch sides. we'll take a few minute break and be back with you shortly. All right, welcome back to the start of set two. Lady Eagles taking that first one, 25-11, over the Scotties of Agnes Scott. Terry, what'd you like in that first set, and what are you looking for the Eagles to work on in set two?
Yeah, one of the things the Eagles did really well from the first set was distributing their hitting attacks or their hitting attempts among almost all of their hitters, a lot of them coming in at pretty equal numbers of total attacks. That shows good awareness by setter Peyton in switching those up. It also shows that defense did a good job of getting that ball up to the setter, allowing her to use all of her options. So looking to continue that. As far as things to improve in the second set, looking to reduce those unforced errors like the team had talked about before the match and like we had mentioned in the first set, especially those service errors.
Back set here for Metzger on the right side. That ball unable to be put back over by the Scotties. Good placement there by Metzger. She'll head back to serve as Boyd enters for Lou. just over the tape. Good serve there. Brooks with good positioning. Back set here for Whiting. Tipped into the Bermuda Triangle.
Great defense by Brooks there to set up that play, but also great court awareness by Whiting, recognizing that hole in the Scotties defense.
Metzger with a deep serve, handled by the Scotties. Deep attack here, handled by the Eagles. Up high, Boyd with the attack. Scotties set up their own. Touch given. In the middle, Kinsey. Handled momentarily by the Scotties. But point for the Lady Eagles.
Once again, Brooks just doing an excellent job of covering that back row.
She's joined in the back row by the setter Peyton and the server Metzger. And rotation issue for the Scotties. Can't get out of rotation until the serve has been contacted. And she was a tick early, the down official said. Up high, touched off the block of Boyd, point for the Scotties.
You know, we've seen a few mistakes, a few blocking errors like this from the Eagles, but what's encouraging is that the Eagles block is in position. They're in place. A lot of these errors that we're seeing are resulting from hand positioning.
In the middle, Kinsey blocked. And the Scotties draw back. The Lady Eagles lead now just 4-3. Booker to serve. Deep and watched go out of bounds there by Brooks. She'll head back to serve. Peyton there. Boyd gets it up high. Whiting rolls it over. Wide. And still in play for the Scotties. Free ball comes over. Peyton. Brooks sets it to Whiting. Deep and too deep. The cross-court attempt there from Whiting. Eagles just got a little out of system as Peyton took the first.
A little out of system, but you got the opportunity to see Peyton just play multiple positions really well. One of the things about being a setter is, you know, you're a defensive player as well, and she was called upon to do that multiple times and handled it quite well. Sometimes that setter pulling back to play defense can be a weakness in a team's defense that other teams will try to exploit, but Peyton has really eliminated that because she is such a sharp defense player.
Peyton now in the front row as they rotate for the serve. And that one too close for the Scotties to do anything with. And it'll be a point for the Lady Eagles, 7-4 their advantage. Southpaw Whiting to serve. Just long. And it'll give the point to the Scotties. Libero Reynolds serving now for the Scotties. She's joined by Zhang and Booker in the back row. Boyd with an attack. Overpass. In the middle now for Anderson. And the Lady Eagles score.
That hit potentially going out of bounds, but a quick enough attack that it managed to hit the Scotties defense before it had the opportunity to go to out of bounds.
And we're taking a momentary break here, making sure after that ball off the Scotties that everyone is okay. Lou will serve here in just a moment. But we're checking with the libero, and she'll stay in the game. Lady Eagles to serve. We won't get the serve. We'll head to a timeout from the Scotties. Lady Eagles leading 8-5. All right, 8-5, the advantage for the Lady Eagles. Lou back to serve. Up and over. And this one a point for the Lady Eagles.
Lou really demonstrating the result of a lot of experience that she's gained over the last 4 years, a lot of composure. She's been a traditionally very strong server and consistent server for the Eagles.
Handled there by the Scotties, setting up their attack. Over the block, Lou gets it up to Peyton. Back set, Whiting out of the back row. Good attack. The Scotties, though, end up rolling it over in the middle. Anderson gets the kill. (10-5), the Lady Eagles advantage. Peyton and Anderson showing good timing there in the middle. Pass up high, free ball coming over. Whiting to Peyton. Higher set here for Metzger. Great swing on that side.
And for the last two plays, Lou's serves have really been instrumental in applying the pressure from the very beginning of the volley to the Scotties, forcing them out of system and setting up the Lady Eagles on offense.
Tried to take something off of that one, just coax it over the net, but it falls short. Lady Eagles will look to mount first offense. Peyton up high for Metzger. Off some hands. She scores. Unable to be corralled there after the block. The libero Brooks exits momentarily as Anderson serves. Down the line. And some miscommunication. They said it was in near that pole. Up high, the free ball comes over. Whiting, Peyton, Kinsey touches it. Peyton, Kinsey's going to go on two. Just wide. And the Lady Eagles will await the serve receive. Galoya to serve for the Scotties. Whiting. Peyton wide for Metzger. Tips in front of that back row. Metzger with a varied attack.
Mm-hmm. And that hole has been one that's been there repeatedly throughout the match so far. We've seen the Lady Eagles take advantage of it a few times, perhaps as a result of their goal to try to make those more intentional attacks.
Peyton off the tape, still alive, no longer. Ace for the Lady Eagles. 14-7. As the Lady Eagles lead 1-0 in this first of their 2 matches today. Peyton up high for the Scotties, the back row attack. Peyton, it'll be Brooks, wide for Metzger. Avoids the block with the cross-court attack, 15-7. Reverse order there, Peyton to Brooks to Metzger.
We've seen it when the Eagles have been forced out of system like that a little bit, but Brooks stepping in very adeptly and handling those sets.
That one finds the back line. Another ace for Peyton. Now we've seen Brooks with some overhead sets when she's behind that attack line. Forearm pass on her last assist. And a great serve there by Peyton. Lou, Peyton, back set for Whiting. Rolled over. Handled this time by the Scotties. Cross-court attack and a net violation, that time by Whiting. Ends a string of good service by Peyton, but it extends the Lady Eagles lead 16-8. Peyton, low in the middle for Kinsey. Handled, though, this time, though the Scotties went quick, but it was long. Point for the Lady Eagles.
There's a little bit of a mistiming there between Peyton and Kinsey, but Kinsey able to adjust and quite successfully make a play off of that.
Metzger to serve. That one finds the end line as well. Dipped just in time, and Metzger will be back to serve again. 18-8 the lead. Dug up high. The attack here from the Scotties, deep and too deep. Again, the effective block of the Eagles forcing the hit too long. We've got Miranda Knox has entered the game for the Lady Eagles. She's in for Peyton in the setting position. Kinsey, too long there. And it'll give the point to the Scotties. Metzger to Knox. Boyd with the attack, and she gets the kill.
It's always nice when you have the luxury of testing out these new rotations and the different dynamics without being forced to by an injury like we talked about earlier in the match.
Too long there from the Scotties. Lady Eagles lengthen their lead.
Getting those game time reps in makes such a difference when you have the opportunity to. So even just seeing Knox and Boyd connect, making that connection. And, you know, these are players who had never played together before just a number of weeks ago.
Brooks with a strong serve gets the ace. That one, though, into the tape and falls to a point for the Scotties.
And as the Eagles' lead lengthens, we may start to see some more of these serving errors as they try to put a little bit more on those serves since they do have the luxury of a larger lead. But once again, always trying to find that balance between being aggressive in their serving while also reducing the number of errors that they have.
Peyton re-entered for Knox. Whiting back to serve. This one comes over. Boyd gets it up to Peyton. Anderson with a strong swing, but timed well by Stidham. Point for the Scotties. This one deep and too deep as the Lady Eagles have reached set point here in set number 2. 24-11, their advantage. Lou enters for Boyd, and Anna Stevens entering, I believe, for Lissy Metzger.
Anna Stevens, a returner from last year. We often see Stevens playing that middle hitting position right now on the outside. Fun to see her swing no matter where she is.
A few blocks there by Anderson. It leads to a tip by the Scotties that goes wide, and the Lady Eagles wrap up set 2 by a score 25-11. I believe we've got a little bit of a longer break here between sets 2 and 3. We'll join you in about 5 minutes.
Eagle fans, for your in-between set competition, we have Avery and Grace competing in a game of Eagle Catch. You guys ready? All right, here we go. If she catches 3 out of 5, she has a chance to win a water bottle. Tough miss. There we go. One more. Can she get the last one? That's tough. Good job, good job.
All right, we are getting set up for set 3 here in the nest. The Lady Eagles of Pensacola Christian College leading the Agnes Scott Scotties 2-0. I'm Garrett Ordway. Joining me is Carrie Ordway. Carrie, couple of 25-11 first and second set victories for the Lady Eagles. Certainly still looking for maybe a couple of those unforced errors to be cleaned up, but a great start so far.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would say that if this set continues in the way the last 2 sets have, we'll probably see different rotations throughout the set, a few players getting some looks that they would not typically get. So overall, a good opportunity to get those game time reps in for a number of players.
We'll see Peyton lead us off here. Back row attack, 2 wide. Lady Eagles score first.
And it's the games like this that provide such a good opportunity to experience the pressure of a game time situation. But while practicing those things that the girls have been practicing in practices over the course of the last weeks. You can practice things as much as you want in a practice, but there's just a different feel about doing it in a game.
Free ball comes over. This one here for Metzger. Big swing, high off the dig. And a good attack there by the Scotties. Brooks to Whiting. This one comes over. Brooks to Peyton. Wide for Metzger. Tips it deep, but handled by the Scotties. This one comes over. In the middle, Kinsey this time, and she scores. They'd gone outside a few times in a row. Kinsey finally gets her chance in the middle.
And when Kinsey is able to transition off the net and make herself a viable hitting option for Peyton, we see Peyton be able to use more of those options that she has.
Too long there from Peyton. It'll send Booker back to serve. Oh, almost rolls over, but stays on the Scotties side. Point for the Lady Eagles. Boyd will enter for Lou. Metzger, handled by the Scotties. Right side attack, too long. Point for the Lady Eagles. Kinsey, Whiting, Boyd in the front row. Metzger, Peyton, and Brooks in the back row. Metzger off the tape but over. Up high. The block forces a roll. Back set here for Whiting. Big swing, just wide. Point for the Lady Eagles. Off the block of the Scotties.
Yeah, Whiting doing an excellent job of using that block, which was a strong block, but to her advantage.
Metzger, another good serve. Attack by the Scotties, misplayed, and the Lady Eagles lead 6-1. Reminder, this is a tri-match today, so Lady Eagles playing the Agnes Scott Scotties in this first match. Agnes Scott will play Trinity Baptist in the second match, and we will come back for the third match with the Lady Eagles against Agnes Scott at 6 p.m. So Lady Eagles looking to build some momentum. They scored there to take the lead 7-1, and the ace for Metzger. 8-1, Lady Eagles advantage. We'll take a timeout. All right, the Lady Eagles off to a hot start here in set 3. Metzger to serve. Dug up, but unsuccessfully. Point for the Lady Eagles. Blocked by Boyd, but out of bounds. Point for the Scotties. Receiving some instruction from Coach Oman. And we are waiting for the proper rotation from the Scotties. Looks like we've got it now. Caught just in time. And the Lady Eagles will look to set up their offense. Peyton wide for Boyd. A strong attack, and she'll score. It'll bring Anderson in for Kinsey. 10-2 the Lady Eagles advantage. Good serve there from Brooks, and point for the Lady Eagles. We mentioned the Lady Eagles losing a couple close matches recently. They're certainly building some confidence in this one.
They certainly are. You hope that they get the opportunity to do a little bit more than serve, which they have been doing a great job of serving so far this set, but getting the opportunity to actually run some plays. And it's so difficult to stay mentally engaged with a game when you're on the court, but you haven't done anything much for the last several volleys.
Brooks with the ace there. Whiting, Boyd, and Anderson in the front row. Another ace. 14-2, the advantage for the Lady Eagles.
These have been strong serves by the Eagles so far this set.
Finding a rhythm. This one up high. The block is there, just splits it. Just out of the reach of Brooks. Scotties score 14-3. It'll send the libero Reynolds back to serve. Boyd up high for Peyton. In the middle for Anderson. Off the block. Unable to be handled again, though. And the Lady Eagles will make some substitutions. Abby Minton entering for Whiting. And Michaela Kinney entering for Peyton.
We'll see Minton stepping into that setting position.
But she starts with an ace.
It's a nice confidence boost for your first touch.
Michaela Kinney entering the front row there. Another ace. So that change gives the Lady Eagles 3 front row attackers, as Minton will come from the back row to set. Here's her first assist. Kinney gets it over. Blocked, but out. Point for the Scotties. Getting some instruction for serve receive here. Minton will push Anderson up to the net. And it'll be Brooks, Metzger, and Boyd to receive. Metzger gives the free ball. In the middle. And looking for a touch, none given. Point for the Lady Eagles. 18-4, and we'll have another sub. Anna Stevens entering for Lissy Metzger. Boyd with the serve. Touched over. Brooks was there. Minton for Anderson. Good dig by the Scotties. Still alive, but 4 hits. And it'll be a point for the Lady Eagles. Boyd to serve. Good one. Scotties mounting the attack. Minton up high. Brooks will take it. Kinney just long. The Scotties score. A good opportunity for the Lady Eagles to work on their communication. Some girls out there who don't always play together.
And that's one of the challenging aspects of volleyball is that you could have a different rotation, a different setup at any point in the game. So being able to adjust to those quickly, those different rotations quickly, is a key aspect.
Stevens there for the block. And it's a point for the Lady Eagles. Anderson will serve. Free ball over. Kinney up high. Minton wide for Stevens. Attack, but long.
And we've seen some of the Eagles have these good approaches, or having good approaches, getting good looks at the ball. Just a couple of tweaks of swinging through the ball, contacting a little bit different would make all the difference with those hits.
Brooks up high, close to the net. Minton unable to handle it. Lady Eagles lead 21-7 in this third set. Up 2-0. They'll look to finish strong. And helped there by the service error. Okay, Lady Eagles now running a 6-2 as Knox will head back to serve. She'll be the setter. And Evie Rurik into the front row. And Knox gets the ace. 23-7, the advantage. Down the line, handled by the Scotties. Deep attack. Rurik and Kinsey there on the block, and it'll take us to set point. I'm sorry, for the third set, this will be match point now for the Lady Eagles. Knox over, handled by the Scotties. Brooks wide for Rurik. The attack finds the line, ending the match 25-7, 3-0 victory for the Lady Eagles. Great first match today by the Lady Eagles. Carry some closing thoughts.
We would like to
they showed a lot of good mental fortitude throughout this match. Like I mentioned earlier, it's hard to stay engaged whenever there is such a large discrepancy in the score, but they did a good job of staying engaged, getting some good looks in, and I'm excited to see what they do this evening.
All right, shortly after this break, we will have will be the Agnes Scott versus Trinity Baptist College match. We will not be joining you for that one. However, come back at 6 p.m. and join us for the Pensacola Christian College Lady Eagles and the NCCAA South Region opponent, Trinity Baptist College. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you soon.